Hi guys, I hope all is well. So we are going to get started by clicking on one of these icons in order to open up our internet browser. On my computer, I double-clicked on Safari in order to browse the internet. Once you have your internet browser open, you will go ahead and type DigitalLearn.org in the search bar at the top. Last week we learned basic computer skills such as how to use the mouse and the keyboard. Today we will learn about Windows 10. By the end of this course, you will be familiar with the Windows 10 desktop, file management, and file deletion. To get started with today's course, you are going to click on Using a PC Windows 10. This module has 6 activities and is 13 minutes long. Start the module by clicking Start on the first activity, What is Windows 10? Once the activity loads, press play to get started.
Hello, I'm Julie, and we're here to learn how to use a computer that has a Windows 10 operating system. Today we'll follow along with Celine. She wants to use her son's computer to create a letter with pictures to send to her friends. Click the green button when you are ready to start. When Celine sits down at the computer and turns it on, the operating system begins running behind the scenes, managing the different programs and processes. Most personal computers, or PCs, come with a version of the Windows operating system that is already installed. The computer that Celine is using is running Windows 10, which was released in 2015. Examples of other operating systems you may have seen before might be older versions of Windows, OS 10, which is usually seen on a Mac computer, or Linux. Celine logs in and we see the Windows 10 desktop. If you are using a computer with a different operating system or another version of Windows, the login process and desktop might look different. Now we're ready to learn more about the Windows desktop and how to open programs. Click the green button to move to the next lesson.
Click Continue on this page to get started with Activity 2.
The Windows desktop is similar to the top of a desk you'd find in an office or home. For example, on Celine's desk at work, she keeps folders with papers in them and other items that she needs to get things done, such as a calculator for math and a pen for writing. Just as Celine has folders and tools on her wooden desk at work, she also has tools and folders on the computer's desktop. These are shortcut icons. Double-clicking on them will open the application right from the desktop. Applications are software or tools that allow you to do things on a computer. Some applications allow you to work on text documents, like Microsoft Word, and others allow you to do things like edit pictures or access the internet. Instead of handwriting a letter with pen and paper, Celine will type the letter on the computer. To do this, she will double-click on the shortcut icon to open Microsoft Word. The taskbar is located at the bottom of the screen. It can also show shortcut icons for commonly used applications, much like the icons on the desktop. Just a single click on a taskbar icon will open the application. The taskbar also shows an icon for any task or program that is currently open. You can use these buttons on the taskbar to switch between the different windows you have open. Information like the date, time, and volume control are also found on the right edge of the taskbar. The taskbar also includes the Windows icon. Clicking on this opens the Start menu. The Start menu provides access to all the programs on the computer, even if there is no shortcut on the desktop. Clicking once on any of these applications will open them. This is another way that Celine could open Microsoft Word. Celine can do more than just open programs from the Start menu. Click on the highlighted areas to learn more, then click the green button when you're ready to continue. This icon opens up Cortana, a new feature in Windows 10. Cortana is a virtual assistant. Sometimes this can be the fastest way to find the program you'd like to open. When you type in this box, Cortana begins to display some possible matches. Clicking on the icon from here is another way to open the application. Celine is happy to learn that there is more than one way to open an application on the computer. She is sure she'll remember at least one of them the next time she borrows her son's computer. Now that we've seen how to open applications in Windows 10, let's look at files and folders on a computer. Click on the green button to go to the next lesson.
Once again, we are going to click Continue in order to move on to Activity 3.
In the previous lesson, we learned that an application is a tool, such as Microsoft Word. Celine has used this to write her letter. After she saves it, the letter itself is stored in a file. A computer file stores information that an application can access. The information could include text, like Celine's letter, a picture, a video, or music. Just like an application, there are a number of ways you can open a file. We can open files from the desktop, from folders, or other shortcuts on the computer. Celine will double-click this file icon on the desktop to open it. Anytime you open a file, it will open inside a related software application. For example, this budget file opens Microsoft Excel, since that was the application used to create it. Sometimes files can be opened by several different applications on the computer. If that's the case, the default application is automatically used. A folder provides a method for holding and organizing files, just like the folders you'd find on a wooden desk. Double-clicking a folder will show you the files inside that folder. Celine has saved her letter inside this folder. Help Celine access her file by opening the folder now. Good job! Let's continue on and learn about working with a window.
When you are ready to move on to Activity 4, click Continue.
When a file, folder, or application is open, you are viewing it inside a window. This section is your working area. This is how the Windows operating system got its name, because it's based on having these windows to work in. Sometimes the window is too big or too small for your work. You can change the size of the window by hovering the mouse over a border or corner of the window. Your cursor will change into a double-headed arrow. Grab the edges of the window by clicking and holding the mouse button, and then drag the arrow to change the size of the window. Just release the mouse button when the window is the size you would like it to be. At the top of the window, you will find the title bar. The right corner of the title bar includes buttons that help manage the window. Clicking the Maximize button will expand the window to fill the desktop. To make it smaller again, click the Restore button, which replaced the Maximize button since the window is already maximized. You can scroll inside the window to display more of the file contents. Celine likes to click and hold the mouse button on the scroll bar to grab it and then drag it to move within the document. Another way you can scroll is by clicking on the arrows in the scroll bar. When you need to use other files or folders on the desktop, you can use the Minimize button. This button will collapse the window into the taskbar at the bottom of the screen. The file is minimized and appears on the taskbar as an icon. You can get back to it at any time by clicking this icon. It's not uncommon to have many windows open at the same time. People find it easy to switch between tasks or work between multiple files. With more than one window open, moving them around or resizing them may be helpful. You can pick up a window by the title bar and move it around. In Windows 10, the task view is another way to manage having more than one window open. Clicking the Task View button in the taskbar displays all of the windows that are currently open. From here, you can close or select an application. To exit this view, just click outside the windows or click on the Task View button again, like a toggle switch. In the next lesson, we'll see how Celine can save and close files.
Click Continue to begin Activity 5.
If you are working on a file and you want to be able to return to it later after you close it, you will need to save your work. To save a file, click on the File tab from the menu at the top of the window. Typically, you will see a Save and a Save As option. If you have saved the file before and would like to keep the same name and location of the file, just click the Save option. If this is the first time you are saving this file, or you would like to change the file name or the location where it's stored, select Save As. A Save As window will open. This will allow you to select where the saved file will be located on your computer and enter a name for the file. Celine is going to save her file on the desktop, which is indicated at the top of the window here. You can also use the navigation pane on the left to choose a different location. Celine could enter a different file name here, but she will keep this name and then click the Save button. If you are using a public computer, there may be restrictions on where you can save files. Using a USB or flash drive is a common way to save your files when using a public computer. Seek help from a staff person for more information. Celine is done with her letter and wants to close it now. To do this, she can click the X in the title bar. If a file has had changes made since the last time it was saved, a window will open asking if you'd like to save the changes. Click the Save button to save and close this file. Thank you. Now we're ready to learn about deleting files in Windows 10.
Activity 6 will be the last activity for this module.
What if you're completely done with a file? If you won't need a file again, you can delete it. Here's one way to delete a file. First, click once to select it. Then, press the Delete key on your keyboard. Now the file is inside the Recycle bin. The Recycle bin is a temporary holding place for the files that have been deleted. Just like a recycle or trash bin in your home, the contents stay in the bin until you empty the trash and take it out. If you move a file to the recycle bin and later realize that you want to keep the file, you can still get the file back as long as you haven't emptied the recycle bin. To check the contents of the recycle bin, double-click on the icon. A window opens that lists the files. To keep a file after all, click on the file and hold the mouse button down while dragging the file to the desktop or other location where you'd like to keep it. When you are certain that you are done with everything in the recycle bin, you can empty it to permanently delete those files. One way to empty the recycle bin is to right-click over the icon and click on Empty Recycle Bin. Now we've seen the basics of working with Windows 10. You can open applications and files, work with Windows, and save and delete your files. I'd like to encourage you to learn more about using applications so you can write letters or use the internet, like Celine.
This page will give you the option to review the courses you learned. For more practice, click on the links in the comments section of this post to access 2 activity sheets. As you work through the activity sheets, you will be able to practice what you learned during this course. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and have a great week, everyone.